If you've read the Cthulhu Casebooks trilogy, particularly the last volume of the three, then you'll know that, for me, preparing those books for publication turned out to be a terrible ordeal. The strain of toiling over Dr. Watson's typescripts for months on end wore me down, and I ended up having some sort of psychotic break. Consequently, for my own well-being and that of those around me, I was detained under Section 3 of the Mental Health Act and sent to an NHS facility for treatment. The place was situated deep in the heart of the East Sussex countryside, not far from the town of Crowborough, and was called Providence House. The associations between Providence and H.P. Lovecraft are not lost on me, although in this instance the name was surely chosen to evoke a sense of destiny and supernal protective care, rather than the capital city of the state of Rhode Island, that author's birthplace and hometown. Nor does it escape me that the celebrated Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who among his many accomplishments served as Dr. Watson's literary agent, spent the last couple of dozen years of his life in Crowborough at his house, Windlesham Manor, where he lies buried. There's even a statue of the man in the town at the central crossroads. It's not life-size and makes him look very short when in fact he was tall. In all, then, Providence House would seem an ironically appropriate location for someone whose condition had been brought on by exposure to a confluence of Lovecraft and Sherlock Holmes. I'd love to tell you that the building was a rambling Gothic mansion with elaborate wrought-iron gates and ivy crawling up its sides like a host of demonic dark green claws, and that the skies above it were perpetually overcast and threatening rain. In fact, Providence House was a linked set of modern low-rise blocks nestling among neatly cultivated grounds, more premier inn than Arkham Asylum, and during my time there, which lasted 6 months, the weather was largely pleasant, England in all its temperate glory. The care I received within the walls of that establishment was second to none. Through a mix of counselling, group therapy sessions, and pharmaceuticals, I was able to come to terms with the things I'd seen, or thought I'd seen, and the unusual behaviour patterns I'd exhibited, in particular, crouching on a beach as though in prayer and incanting the phrase, Finglui Magloanafar Cthulhu Rie Waganagal Fatagan, over and over. It was made apparent to me that doubtless through stress and working too hard, my imagination had overridden the logical part of my brain, and I'd lost the ability to distinguish delusion from reality. This is a commoner occurrence with authors than you might think, or perhaps you might not. We live in our heads so much that sometimes we get stuck inside them and can't find our way out. Towards the end of my spell of treatment, the staff took some of us inmates on a day trip to nearby Groombridge Place to give us a bit of an airing. As is the case with many a stately home these days, the grounds of the house have been turned into a tourist attraction, with various fun activities on offer and the inevitable gift shop and tea room. But Groombridge Place also has special resonance for Sherlock Holmes fans, since it appears thinly disguised in the Valley of Fear, Dr. Watson's account of the events surrounding the seeming murder of John Douglas.